Hello and welcome back to art class. Today we are going to start a new picture. We're going to be making a 3D style landscape. And you're going to need a few things to do that. You're going to need a pencil and an eraser. You're going to want two full-size pieces of paper. You're going to want a scratch piece of paper to do some quick sketches out on. You're going to need some colored pencils. You're going to need some scissors. And you're going to need some glue. All right, let's get started. All right, so set the two pieces of paper off to the side for a second. And you're going to focus on the sketch, or the scratch piece of paper. What you're going to need to do is you're going to need to create or quickly draw out a landscape that you want to work with. Remember, a landscape is, again, just a picture of the land. It could be as simple as a desert picture. It could be a mountainous picture. It could be a seascape, which is a picture of a sea or a lake, a really big lake, okay, things like that. But it is going to be a landscape. We're not dealing with people in general. It's just going to be easier if we do landscapes. So what I need you to do is you're going to just kind of like draw out a rectangle. Okay? And this doesn't have to be very big, and you're just going to kind of sketch out an idea for a landscape. Couple things you need to have. You need to have a foreground, a middle ground, and a background. Most people will know exactly what the foreground and background are. The background is usually the sky or things way in the back. Foreground is the stuff that's in the front. Middle ground is exactly what it sounds like. If you don't know, it's the stuff that's in the middle. So I'm going to do a quick landscape picture. There's my simple picture. Okay, so to figure out, I want to label a couple of things. So the background is this right here. Okay, it's in the back. The sun, the sky, and the mountains are in the back. Middle ground is right here, and then the foreground is right here. So it's the land that's up close. So you do need to divide your picture up into three sections. Then, once you've kind of got your basic drawing done, I need you to break it down into three sections. So you're going to draw 1, 2, 3. All right, so in order to make this a 3D picture, we need to get three sections. Okay, so we need the mountains. So this is what a piece of paper with just the mountains and everything else removed. So I would have the mountains, and I would have this line, I would have the sun, and this would be just colored whatever color the mountains were. So that's going to be down here. Okay, the middle ground is only going to have that line, which is this line right here. And it's going to have the cactus that I put on there, cactus. And this is my tumbleweed. If you didn't figure out what that little scribble ball was my tumbleweed. And then all of this would be shaded the same color. Okay. This part will be cut out so that I can see to the background. Okay. Then the foreground, which is just going to be the ground up here and the cactus, the saguaro cactus. That. So I'm going to have to make three pictures. One that has the mountains. This is going to be just the background. It'll be one full piece of paper. This will be a piece of paper with part of it cut off because we got to be able to see through it. And then they'll have another section that'll be cut off that we have to see through. Okay. So now that I have this laid out, now you can do your own picture. I have had people do a famous painting. Here I got an example. This one here that you're seeing, it's a little hard to hold up for your camera there, is a Monet picture where the background was the trees, and then the middle ground was a haystack, and then the foreground was a haystack. the haystacks are not the same size because one is further away, so it looks smaller. And then you color each section, okay, to give you an idea. So we'll have, if you notice on this, I had to cut windows in so you could see through to the other layers. That is how this is going to work. Okay, so we're going to do the first section, which is going to be the background. We need to get the background down first. So keep this off the side so you can look at it and refer back to it. Grab one of your pieces of paper, full size, and you're going to fold it in half, like a book. Okay. And what you're going to do is you're going to draw your background. So I am going to draw my mountains. Okay. And I am going to adjust my sun to being a sunrise. So I want to put it here. So it can be adjusted from your original drawing. As I think about it. Now this was all going to be mountain, okay, from all the way down. Let's see, that's where now that I have that pretty much drawn out, I am going to, actually, I do need to put in some shadow, so I'm gonna, since the sun is over here, I'm gonna have to put some shadow. So here is my background image. I have none of the land for my thing. I don't have any of the middle ground, and I have no foreground in it. It's just the background. So I brought my mountains all the way to the ground. My next piece, when I make it, will have the middle ground that will cover up a good chunk of the mountains, and it's supposed to. That's why I didn't put any real detail down here. You can see it's kind of, it is colored, and it does have a little bit of detail, but I kept it fairly blank because there will be another piece that we're going to have sit in front of it. Okay, so you can't leave it blank. You do have to add some basic information and detail, but not too much. Your main stuff's going to be up here where you need it. Then what I'm going to need us to do is we're going to actually, since I'm done coloring this and I don't have any more work to do on this, I'm going to go ahead and glue it together, because remember we had folded our piece of paper in half. And the reason why we did that is because we do need the back piece to be a little bit thicker, a little bit stronger. So we're going to glue that. So to do that, I'm going to go ahead and on the inside put dots on only 1/2. And then I'm going to close my glue bottle here, and then I'm going to very carefully smooth this out as best I can using the nozzle of the glue bottle. That way I don't have any bumps that show up in my picture as I'm trying to glue it down. So this is the background piece. Next, I'm actually going to have us fold the second piece of paper in half, and we're going to prep the sides that hold all of the pieces together today. We're going to go ahead and prep those so they're all glued and ready to go for when we need them. So you're going to fold the piece of paper in half. You're going to cut it in half. And we're going to leave that ready to go. So I want you to have the background 2 separate pieces. These are going to be the sides. They're going to be ready for next week, and then you should have your practice piece of paper, and just keep them together. And next week we'll work on the middle ground and the foreground, and then there will be a third week when we have to assemble everything. So that's where I need you to do is, so get me a picture of your background, and while you're at it, throw in a picture of, you can do it all at once like this, throw in a picture of your quick sketch so I have a basic idea of what you're planning. Okay, so you're gonna have it like I did, background, middle ground, foreground. So you know, you can just label them like I did, put a B for back, M for middle, F for foreground. That way I have an idea of what you're doing. Make it simple, don't go crazy super detail, because it is going to take a while to do all these things. So that's what you're going to need to do. Get a snap a photo of it, upload it to the classroom, and I will see you next week.